To break up patterns in the plain text message and have them not correspond to similar patterns in the ciphertext message, we want more diffusion of information from plain text to ciphertext, and we can use a strategy called chaining. This is an example of chaining where I start with some key, just a number 5, and I add that number to the first letter of my message. And then what I do for each subsequent letter is add the value of that part of the ciphertext to the next part of the plain text to get the next part of the ciphertext. Here you can see just by chaining, I've created some confusion, and I've created diffusion because each part of my ciphertext depends both on a corresponding part of the plain text and also an earlier part of the plain text. This process is reversible because addition is reversible. If I start from the end here, B at position 2, and I subtract off, that's the opposite of plus, the position of K, which is 11, mod 27, that gets me back to 18, or the original letter. So we're using plus here, and it's reversible by minus. We sometimes similarly use XOR, where XOR is its own reverse, which is convenient in many cases. Because it is so easily reversed, this technique of chaining generally needs to be combined with other things again. After all, it turns out that we can start from the end of the message and reconstruct almost the whole message. The key, such as it is here, only affected that very first letter. It does mean that when we make a change in one part of the message, that change propagates to the rest of the ciphertext. So a small change in the input is changing a lot about the output. And it didn't affect these earlier ones, but we could just do another round using this letter to feed into the next round and so on. And that causes a change anywhere in the plain text to affect the whole ciphertext. And even better, the number of times that we do this is not easily inferred just by looking at the output ciphertext. So the number of times that we perform this chaining pass, we could use that as another key. In this case, the key is doing it twice.